CBS News correspondent Tracy Smith is in Los Angeles to talk about her report. Thanks for joining us, Tracy.
My pleasure, Emery.
You spoke to Dennis. Tell me, what struck you about him?
Well, as you could see in that phone call, there was no remorse. And that's an interesting question. Does he have to show remorse to get paroled? I mean, I asked him if he thought it might be easier to admit that he killed his wife, and there was that pause there. And I have to tell you, my heart was in my throat because I thought perhaps he's going to admit it now, but he didn't. He still insists he didn't kill his wife.
Now, I thought that that was part of the basic requirements to be paroled, is that you at least, admit to the crime and admit your responsibility. I don't know if you have to show remorse.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Actually, no, they can't count, the parole board can't count remorse as the deciding factor in determining whether you can be paroled. If you can show plausible deniability, they say, if you have a reasonable explanation for what happened and you're insisting that you didn't commit the crime, they have to take that into account.
Well, that's really interesting. So the show focuses primarily on what happened after the trial. Why is this so important, do you think?
Well, so often we end our shows at sentencing, and that's not the end for the families involved. And so we really thought it was important to show this process, especially when there is parole involved, to show what happens for these families. I mean, in this case, these sisters are now going through this process about every 2 years. So just when they finish with one hearing, they have to gear up for another one, and it's exhausting. And we thought it was important to show that and also show what the offender's going through.
So here's a guy who you say really isn't showing any remorse at all. Why is he coming up for parole? Why is he eligible?
Well, it's the law that, he was sentenced to 25 years to life with the possibility of parole, and now it's time for him to go through these hearings. He also is over 60, and statistics show that offenders over 60 are less likely to reoffend. So he's got a good chance. He has a good record. He has a good chance of getting paroled.
Wow, very interesting. Tracy Smith, thank you so much. Don't forget to watch Tracy's full report, Crime and Punishment, on a brand new 48 Hours. That's tomorrow night at 10, 9 Central, only on CBS.